Alright, so today we're going to work on how to make a thumbprint art design. Sorry for the pause, I was thinking of exactly what you would call this. We'll learn a little bit about genetics this year, and we're going to talk a little bit about how everybody's print is different. And it's crazy to think that out of all the people in all the world, everybody's fingerprint is different. And I guess it makes you wonder, is it really true? How do we know that? Some people believe that there are other people out there that look just like them. And I guess what we're going to find out is that today, by just kind of doing our thumbprint and putting some words in the spaces of our thumbprints to help us know a little bit about more who we are, that maybe we have similar shapes and similar likes or similar dislikes, but that we are all unique and that there's value in everybody. And I hope that this year we treat each other with kindness and respect, and we work hard because we have a job when we're at school, and that's to learn and to learn how to be with all different types of people. So this is the end product. I'm going to show you how I got there. You kind of see a scribble in the corner, and that's actually what we're going to start with today. You don't have to do it because the idea is that you're actually going to look on your dominant hand. So my dominant hand is my right hand. My son was left-handed, but I am right-handed. And it's very fascinating though when I did look at my left hand versus my right hand. My right hand has a circle, and my left hand is a wave, so it's totally different. So I'm sticking with what the criteria is that you do your dominant hand. So I picked the thumbprint for my dominant hand. I colored in the corner and then pushed my thumb on it and put it over here so I could kind of see it. Except for I didn't get to see it as good, so it wasn't as quality, but you could still see it a little bit, so it's worth doing. Also, it does give me a reference point when you turn in your work, what part you're seeing. Like, you actually can see this equal sign right in the middle of my thumbprint. It is real. I did not make that stuff up. So, here's the lesson. You're going to take just a blank piece of computer paper. I always try to get you to not use lined paper when we do art. And I'm just going to really dark with this number 2. If you were in class, I would have you use a number 6 or a number 5. You get that really super dark lead, lots of graphite. Anyway, I'd have you use that to get your thumbprint because it's almost like ink or chalk. Anyway, so I'm coloring in the corner. And then I'm going to take my right thumb, and I am going to kind of move my paper around, so push on this and kind of wiggle my thumb around to get my print to show. I can see that my thumb is now dirty. And then I am going to push my thumb down on this paper. Oh, and I can see this one way better than I did my other one. So maybe I just didn't color hard enough. Maybe I didn't have enough aggression. Ha ha. Okay, so I have my print now, and I just wiped the other part on my pants. Good thing I do my own laundry. Anyway, and I've noticed that, again, like I said, I can see that inside my thumbprint it starts with the circle. And actually, the circle on my original one is much higher. My circle is actually down lower, so I am going to adjust that. So I have an equal sign kind of in the center, so I'm going to keep that as my center. And it just kind of goes around. And I keep looking, and actually it starts to go up like this. And then it almost looks like it starts to go. And on my other one you can kind of see, and I'm going to leave spaces because I'm going to put words in there, and I don't want to have to write really tiny. Then it kind of gets to a point where it actually stops, and then it almost goes like this over the top. And then Kind of has, then it kind of comes from down here. Have little waves that go down here. It's very interesting how it doesn't really, they don't really overlap right here. They kind of are very separate once it breaks off. And technically there's this little loopy thing right here. And it connects to itself. Kind of circles back. And it goes like that, almost the same way. And then you have, and again, I just want some space in here for my words, and it doesn't have to look just like a thumb. I don't want a nail, but I'm just trying to get the idea of the waves. And then it goes, then this is the weird part, then it almost starts to go straight lines at the top of my thumb. Isn't that funny how it just does that? It is kind of cool too, because you'll see every once in a while it connects and it's like not even the same piece. Anyway, that's kind of like my thumbprint. And if I wanted to, I could put more of a shape to it, but I'm not going to, because the whole point of this is just to get the idea of the pattern in your thumb. It is pretty cool to think about it. The bottom of my thumb does stay kind of rounded until you get this really deep crease mark down here where the bottom of my thumb is. So now that I have my thumbprint, not my thumb shape, my thumbprint kind of designed, based on the way it looks, I've met the first criteria, which it looks similar to my thumbprint or has some of the same shape. Now, in order to get an A on this, I need what the expectations are in the rubric is it says that you have 14 to 16 things about yourself that describe you. They don't have to be 14 to 16 sentences. There are some people who wrote total paragraphs about themselves in their thumbprints. But I'm just going to put a few things. And in my original one, the thing that matters the most to me is my family. And I am going to take my time on this. This project should probably take you anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes. It is your language arts and arts activity. I have a little bit of a reading piece to go with it. And I am making sure I spelled these right, just so you know. I am not a very good speller. I literally ask kids or anybody, literally anybody, Siri, whatever I have to do, not figure. I'm just not good at it. I'm 42 and I'm still working at it. I have learned some rules about spelling, and we'll share those later, but just not the strongest speller, so I always check my spelling. And by the way, when I was doing this, I did spell one word wrong, and it was a big word, and I had to go back and fix it. Because I don't want people to think I don't know what I do or don't like. So anyway, so what I want you to do is the same thing. Could you use markers? Yeah, you can use markers. I actually like the idea of black and white on this just because it makes it feel like it's very mysterious, almost like like a crime thumbprint. So mine says family. If I wanted to, I could put like who's in my family, me and my husband. And I'm going to put my son in here, and I'm going to give him angel wings because he's in heaven. And maybe a little halo. So I have my family. And I'll put my silly little dog. I'll make her like a Dodson though, because my husband always thinks she is a wiener dog. I'm going to say she's not. She's just obnoxious. She can be loving. And so anyway, so I would take this whole time to fill mine up. And I will switch this over, fast forward to what I wrote. Actually, I'm going to add the little stick figures of my son and my husband and I. because I love that idea. Simple. And I don't have to be super artsy, but you can see my little dog. That's the size of my family. Small. Anyway, but I love my family. So, and my family obviously reaches way beyond just the people who live in my house. I have people in heaven. I have people who live in Sandy. I have people who live in Virginia. I have people everywhere. So, and that's just where I am with that. So those are the people that I love. And then I have, I love sunny days. I love cooking. I love my friends. My husband is my best friend. I love my son. Oh, I miss my son. And I did Broken Hearts. Just a little sad. Not a little, it's sad. I love teaching. This summer I went camping with my sister Joy. I cooked for a Grammy winner. That's for real. A 7-time Grammy winner. Celebrated my son's 21st birthday. Shared donuts for his 21st birthday. Watched videos on teaching. Oh, so many videos. I sat in the sun with my sister Hope at the beach. I had lots of pool time, lots of camping time, and lake time, and beach time. So if I had to go back, back on here I wrote down that it was 10 and 12, but I changed the rubric on the final piece. So it's actually 8 to 10, 11 to 13, and 14 to 16 for the grading. So we'll just see where I land. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I had 18 ideas, or 18 things I wanted to share with you about me. So that means I get an A. So I'm just going to circle that. Awesome. It was actually kind of nice doing this. It reminded me of the things that I did, even though I feel like I really didn't do much because of all of the COVID stuff. And you know what? I did not put that in my thumbprint. It makes me wonder if I should. I don't think it defines who I am, though. So I'm going to leave that off of there. These things don't necessarily define me, but they are what make me happy, and they are what is part of my daily life. I always think about going camping, even with the class. I always love going to the lake, and I'm always trying to find ways to be by the water. Anyway, so take your thumbprint, take your time, enjoy just thinking of things. Maybe look at your family's thumbprint. See if your mom and dad or guardian or sibling want to do one too, and you can kind of look at your thumbprints and see if there's any similarities. Maybe we'll prove that science is not true and there is someone with a similar thumbprint. Anyway, alright, loved doing this lesson with you guys. Take it easy.